Hey everybody, Coach for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. Somebody just sent me a message, huh? So this is a 99% clairvoyant reading. If you are watching this live, thank you for joining me today. If you're watching it on my YouTube channel at billhobart, please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Hi Maddie, how's it going? So as you come in, please say hello. That would be great. Hi, Kathy. How's it going? Gotta get my camera situated. It's kind of weird. Hello, Laura. Namaste to you too. The table's in the wrong spot, I think. I don't know. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Hope you guys can see me, right? Kind of like there's a lot of, there's the violet flame again, so it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. We're going to talk about that. Yeah. It could have been a better week, but I'll talk about it. Yeah. Hey, Rhonda. Yeah, so it's a windy day in Detroit, kind of chilly outside. Yeah, hi Holly, can you see me? Awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. Gonna see. Hi Kathy, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello Karen, how are you? Yeah, it's going to be a cold weekend again, but a couple of good days this week. A couple of good days. Couple of good days. Hey, yeah. Hope everybody's doing okay. It's an interesting week for me. Hello, Adrian. How's it going? How's it going? Wait a couple of more minutes and then we'll start. Hopefully everybody is nice and warm in their house because it's kind of cold and chilly outside. Yeah, Easter week. Easter's on Sunday, so it's interesting. A lot of people, I think, are on vacation this week, I think. It's awful late for school to be off though. You know, kids get out of school in what, 7 weeks? Something like that, I think so. No, probably eight weeks. Yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. Solar flares for sure. Kathy's like, great to see you today. What is the mix of positive and negative energy? That is ascension. But the biggest thing it is the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction on Tuesday. It's a whole batch of Jupiter wants to expand, and Uranus wants to just rip it apart. Part of dreams about ripping up your life and just throwing it to the wind, and Jupiter's about bringing everything together. And hi, Allison. Yeah, Jupiter's about expansion and getting bigger the way you are and things like that, being abundant. Yeah. Pratik, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. I feel like I think I should be up like this or something. I don't know. Maybe the camera's in the wrong place. I don't know. It's been that kind of week, so I'm not going to worry about it. Hey, Shelly, how's it going? Okay, I think he wants to start. So, okay. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is kind of heavy, but we all have to go through it, right? So, I know. Childhood, it's just trauma, childhood trauma. The return of childhood trauma, Spirit says. You believe that you've worked through it and it's still there and it reappears before you make another step into ascension. Hi, Jody. And I've talked about this for, gosh, I don't know how long. That as we, hey, Kaylee, that as we go further and further on our journey, right? That what what is being released, it comes back for a final visit, all right? So in the last 2 weeks, I've had some medical stuff going on, and I've been pretty out of it. And it's some chronic stuff and some other things. Hey, Paula. And I'm not used to being that way, not used to being ill at all. And I was ill with kidney disease when I was a child, 8, 9, 10, well, probably, it was for probably 7 to 8 years. Yeah. When I was between, 2 and 10 or something like that. 2 and 11. Yeah, probably 3 and 11, Spirit's telling me. With chronic, and I had kidney disease. And I've been, again, cured and worked out of that. And then the rest of our lives go on and we go through all of our things. Well, when I got the news about this new chronic condition that I have, that is intestinal, and some other things that are going on, I went into this funk and I didn't know what the funk was. I had no idea what the funk was. I was confused. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm depressed. I don't know why I feel like I'm in this, hey Gina, that I'm incapable of moving forward, that I'm just stationary. Not that I gave up, that's not it at all, but my heart started to okay, I don't care. And I didn't understand that because I have not been that person in a really long time. Hey, Jen. And so I sat with it, had a conversation with Spirit, right? And still didn't really get it. He's like, yeah, you're going through this. It's a final stage of this. And I'm like, okay, well, why would this happen? I don't understand. I'm 62. I know that I'm 62, but why now? Again, ego is running rampant of what about the move? Why am I doing this? Blah, blah, all the stuff that we all as humans, as good as we think we are, revert back to when something not, usually it's health related or when it's love, right? So funny enough, here comes Tammy and hi Abby. And she was doing a heavy energy release or something like that. And she sent me a direct message on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Wednesday. And said, Bill, this is only up for 3 days. She did on Tuesday. Bill, this is only up for 3 days. Don't forget. Okay, well again, then remind Bill to do this heavy energy release. So I went, WT, what the F, right? I'll just do it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So I did it. Everything made sense to me once I started that energy work with her. That again is part of the journey, part of the pay for group. And I got the message, it reflects to my childhood. I was 8 years old, 10 years old, 9 years old, 7 years old, right? Of feeling, I don't know why this is happening to me. I don't know why I have to get so many shots. I don't know why I have to take all this medicine. I don't know why. Feeling not hopeless, but not understanding why. And when I got that realization from them just before I did the energy work, I was like, really? That's like 50 years ago. More than 52, 53 years ago. And Spirit went, you're clearing for the ascension. You're clearing for the ascension. You're clearing for the ascension. And I'm like, okay, but why is it still there? Why now? Why is it still there? And Spirit went, because it's time. And I'm like, really? And I have these conversations with Spirit all the time, guys. I mean, it's like, if you put a camera in my house, you'd be like, this guy's freaking whack. He's crazy as hell. But that's how I learn. I don't have a teacher. I am the teacher, right? And they're my guides, my teacher guides, let's say. So I was okay with that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then I'm like, okay, I have to change my lifestyle. And I've heard this from Spirit for the past year. I have to change what I eat. I'm like, yeah. We'll change it. Well, guess what? I have to change everything that I eat. I can no longer eat 99% of what I ate before because of my intestinal thing. So it is changing what I'm. Kathy says the sound enough. Can you guys hear me? That might have been a blip. I'm not sure. But I have to go through. Hi, Nancy. I have to go through and completely readjust everything that I'm eating, and I'm not a big eater anyway, right? We all have our thing. Food has never been one of my things ever. Now, candy, and as you saw, candy and cookies and pies and cakes and soda, bingo, I'm in heaven. But I'm not 12 anymore, right? But I like steak, I like chicken, and I'm good with that. And it's hard for me to eat that anyway because I think of the animals being slaughtered and I have to put that out of my mind because I know I need the nourishment. So this process I'm going through now pretty much makes it a guarantee that I have to change the way that I eat, where I get my protein. I did 23andMe, and I have this process in my muscles that comes from ancient times, which is amazing to me, that my muscles react like that, like a high-profile athlete, which is true. I mean, I can do anything physical. Hey, Janice. And my body tones up really fast. My legs tone up really fast. I take like 3 walks a week. Also, my legs are like muscular. I have really good, and I did 23andMe, and I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. I don't know anybody else in my family who has that for sure, but it's kind of cool. Again, that tells you how old my soul is. That gives me proof as this Capricorn of how old my soul is. So why we're talking about this is because, and I've said this before, if you don't heed the conversation that you're having with your guides about changing your diet, talking out loud, doing all the things you need to do to open up that channel, get on the journey that you're on, they'll do it for you, only in more radical ways. So as you hear things, as you understand things, as you get more and more connected to your guides, and you are given messages either on Facebook, any social media, Insta, YouTube, a movie you've watched 25 times, and all of a sudden there's something there. Hey, Susan, there's a line in there that maybe that resonates about what you've been thinking about, and doing all doing all the things that they need you to do that you haven't paid attention to. Pay attention to them, okay? Because if it's relationships, kind of it's love, relationships, family, what your diet, what you do for a living, all kinds of things. When you get the message, you have a certain amount of time to do them, and because we have free will, I believe that I was supposed to not pay attention to it, and they had to do something radical to me. They've done that with me probably 4 times in this lifetime, where I'm the Capricorn and I'm going good and I'm just following along, right? Doing my thing, and all of a sudden, boom, something happens and it changes my life. And this is gonna change my life. So, hi Lisa. So interesting, but Spirit wanted to talk about it today so that everybody can understand that when you get those messages, I know Spirit, he says it's not even a warning. It's just heed the messages that you need to change. I still feel like I'm 35 or 40 years old. And this right here shows me that I'm not. Hey, Michelle, that I'm 62. And everything's been in here for 62 years, right? And you think, man, what a fine machine it is. No, it has a tendency to break down. So it's like, yeah. So understanding that when you feel great and you feel younger than you actually are, and you're rocking and rolling in your life, that you still have to heed the warnings that they're giving you, and pay attention. It's easier said than done though, right? Because with anything. So I want to talk about that. So if you start to get the messages in the next couple weeks, next couple months, next couple years, as you ascend into a higher dimensional energy, you're going to be revisited by some things that you have to work through, right? Understanding that you have tools available to take care of that. And if that means it's one of Tammy's pay-for groups, if that means having a reading with me, having a conversation about it, if that means doing a Steve Noble guided meditation, which is third dimensional, which makes us feel good, makes us feel grounded and homey, right? If it's talking to your guides, whatever it might be. You guys all, if you're watching Coaching for the Soul, you all have tools available to you. And if you don't know what to do, that's when you reach out to me or somebody like me and ask the question. This is what's going on, Bill. What do you think? Again, guys, it's free. It's just, again, 248-310-7689, right? Send me a text. And I'll answer it as soon as I can. Because when you do that again, it's a good thing. Because then they go, oh, they're paying attention. Paying attention. Hey, Ryan. And that's, again, what it's all about, is understanding that. Now, we're going to move on into Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which happened on Tuesday. All right? Now, I was in my space of, I don't give a you-know-what. I was, and blessing was I didn't have a lot of readings this week, so they knew how I was going to act, how I was going to be, that I need to process what's going on, because I'm not used to being tied down. I'm not used to being worried about anything in here. So that made sense to me, right? So that was this week. So Tuesday, Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, massive portal. I was in the portal, but I was not participating in the portal, Spirit says, which is true. Did anybody feel anything? Did you have some awesome dreams? Was it hard? Was it like Ryan just said? His body's feeling like he's 40 years old, and he's right. That's a good thing, a bad thing, because I don't think Ryan's 40. I don't think he is. But as we go forward into this, right? Hey, Pamela, understanding that energy is hitting you from all sides. All sides. And a conjunction like that, which only happens once every 168 years in Pisces, is massive. That energy is massive. And understanding that if you are conscious of it, it's going to be frustrating. It's going to be exhausting. You're not going to get a whole lot of sleep. It's going to be like, what the heck is going on? My body's battered. My brain is battered. My soul is battered. My spirit is battered. That's because we haven't had it in 168 years. If you were alive at that time, see? Because it takes 168 years for Uranus to go around the sun. It only takes Jupiter 12 years. So it's a very slow process. It's a very slow process. So Uranus will be in Pisces for a long time. For years. It's the planet of dreamy, of lovely, of rip your life apart. What the hell? Go forward. Screw this. Yeah. Jupiter's expansion and bringing you everything that you want and abundance and everything. But it also pulls on the human who is stationary and surviving to open the hell up and let it come. Let it come. And that's hard for people. It's hard for people to understand what it is and go, okay, there's a portal, which means it's, for me, it's like 10 to 100 times more intense than a normal day, because the portal's wide and all that energy is falling on the earth and all that energy is falling on the human beings, and humans like dum 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 dum. They don't know what it is. Most people, which makes them frustrated, makes them angry. Tuesday was a very angry day. A very angry day, very frustrating day for a lot of people. I was just at the grocery store, and people were driving like madmen. It was crazy, like they were out of their freaking minds. Jupiter, Neptune, yeah. So understanding that Spirit talked about this, right? That there's going to be 1 or 2 instances between February and the first week of May when you're going to ask for what you want. You're going to dream about what you want. I think I posted something on Facebook the other day about putting something under your pillow. And again, dreaming, having that under your pillow so the energy's there. So again, I now say my affirmations, my intentions, I should say, before I fall to sleep. When I get in that place in my bed and I'm just like chilling and it's good, that's when I say my intentions for the day again. I do it in the shower and then I do it at night because Spirit told me I needed to, and that's why that post came, that you need to do that, and so that's why I reposted it, because it makes sense. I never thought about that. I thought once in the morning was good, or throughout my day, whenever during your day. Yeah, see? So those things are going to happen. And when Allison says her whole body was vibrating that evening, yeah. Because again, hey, Stacey Casey, our bodies don't know what to do with the energy. So it is one of those things of, if you're blessed to be by the water and it's warm, go sit by the water. For us, Tuesday was a pretty warm day. I think it was 70 degrees and it hadn't rained yet. So I don't think so. I'm not sure. But it was nice outside. So I took a walk, even in my space, right? But again, me getting outside, me being in the sun, changes everything, and it changes most people. So it's very, very important that as we go through this energy, which is, dude, I'm telling you, it's going to change. It's going to quadruple. It's going to drop back. It's going to go 5, 6, 7 high, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, what the heck's going on? I gotta live in this life. I'm trying to understand it. I'm not trying to conquer it. I'm trying to maneuver it, trying to understand what's going on. Spirit, what the heck? What's going on today? That's what it's all about. That's why I know. Spirit says, how many times have I said the spring and summer are going to be great? Well, his great and our great are two different things. Their great is ascension. Their great is energy coming from the universe, the gamma rays, pounding the earth, and all of us pounding us, and us trying to maneuver, us trying to understand. There's a lot of earthly things that we have to deal with too, right? The energy on the earth. So we're being, like Spirit said, we're being bombarded by all sides. And it's just about taking time, sit quietly, or sit and go, WTF, Spirit, what, blah, 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 what is it? I don't understand. I need you to help me with this. I need you to help me with this. I don't understand. And what do? They bring you the answers. See? Because many, many times we can be caught off guard. If you have kids or a partner or a spouse or a job, whatever, energy for muggles, they're not going to understand it. So that's where you have to not buy into what they're pushing out to the world, into the universe. Because it'll trigger you. I'm telling you, it will trigger you. And that's when you have to go, no, that I know exactly what's going on today, and I'm not participating in that, because that's crazy. Like I said, people were driving crazy in parking lots, on the road, taking all kinds of freaking chances. Are you freaking kidding me? And nuts. Going through red lights? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. So that's that. That's that. So as we go through this, in the future, things like that are just as intense, we'll recognize what they are. This is what's so exciting and so frustrating, is that, hey, Jamie, that third dimensional ego, right, does not understand what that is. But fourth dimensional human, us, goes, this feels like that that Neptune, I almost said Jeptune, that Jeptune thing in April. I felt this energy before. Makes me feel, it's got to be something going on up here, because down here, people are nuts. Yeah. So the more that we go through them year after year, as we all ascend to a higher dimension, right? It's not going to be, it's going to be easier for us. But understanding, everyone's at a different place, okay? And give yourself a break, okay? That leads into the next thing we're going to talk about. comparing yourself to other people. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop. Okay? Well, and about flowing, right? And understanding that we have to flow, and we're going to revisit this because we haven't revisited it in a long time. Human beings have to flow to move forward. We have to allow. What happens is we forget because it's not a conscious activity for us. Our conscious activity is to survive. And what's funny is that when people are surviving, their life is good. Oh my gosh, but life is great, really. Yeah, there's nothing going on. So you're surviving. Oh no, I think I'm living. Really? Okay, bonus, good for you. Which energy are you in? Right? Are you talking out loud about doing all the things you should really do? No, not really. Life's really good. I'm like, ooh, you better look out because that tidal wave is coming. Hey, Suze. You're not doing everything else, right? So understanding that if you are in a group, that you have some friends, let's say that you're part of one of Tammy's groups, the Spiritual Journey Playground, whatever it might be, a group on your own that you maybe have, friends, family, whatever, that are turning out to be spiritual beings, understand that you may not be top dog. You might be in the middle. You might be lower 2/3. Might be higher 2/3. But that's, again, a challenge for ego, right? Because in our lifetimes, in 3D, it's about competition. It's about competition. Only the ones who compete survive. And understand that's a survival instinct. Survival instinct. That everyone on the planet is learned or is in the process of learning into their future. Now, me being the Capricorn, about 11,000 years old, right? I've learned it. And the bad thing is I've learned it. So I have to totally dismantle all of that knowledge that I had about surviving. Why? So that I could live. So I could flow. Capricorn's dirt. It's an earth sign, right? Again, the fire signs, all the elements, right? The earth signs at the top. Fire signs are second. Water signs are next. And air signs are last. And we always start at the air signs when we come to this planet to go through our process of ascension over the lifetimes. We all started out as Aquarians at one time or another, guys. Why? Because they flow. They're not grounded. They don't know what it's like to be on Earth. Brand new souls. Same thing with Pisces. Water sign. Used to flowing. I get it. Kind of cool. I got the power of water. Awesome. And then you go to a Scorpio. And you're like, okay, why do I feel stuck in the water, in the muck? You got to learn how to be stuck in the mud. So understanding that as you have gone through your lifetimes, you've accumulated all these pieces to the puzzle, Spirit says. And as you go through your ascension, you have to deconstruct the puzzle sometimes. Because you're not in survival mode anymore, right? And if you are, it's like, so why am I in survival mode? Because of my childhood? Because of my standings right now? Okay, so what are you manifesting? How are you talking to yourself? What's hidden underneath the surface that you're not letting anybody know, including yourself? Again, my situation with the kind of the chronic thing, I thought that stuff was gone. I never knew that it was inside of me until this hit. And right back to 8, 9, 10 years old. And that was tied to love too, right? Is all of the doubt of, does he love me or not? Am I his boyfriend or not in my teens, right? Because I was all grown up. He was not. Although he was 7 years older than me, or 4 years older than me, right? So I didn't understand that back then, but it makes sense to me. It totally makes sense to me. How come we can't? Well, we can't. As an adult, I now get it. But always understand that as we go through this energy shift, as we go through our energy shift, as we go through dismantling our stuff, that we have tools to take care of it. There's people to have conversations with. Free conversations, right? Free things. that you can actually do to get your answers. Again, talk out loud. Because I had to teach myself how to flow. It took me 2 years. It took me 2 years to get the heck out of my way because I was used to controlling. Until I had this realization Tuesday again during the Jeptune, the Juptune conjunction, that I remember giving up. Saying, okay, Spirit, I give up. I give up. I can't challenge you. Because I have to realize that you're in charge and I'm not. So I give up. I give up. I can't do it. It's too frustrating. And the frustrating part was, when's it going to happen? How's it going to happen? How, when, where? How, when, where? That could be Maui. That could be boyfriends, relationships. That could be jobs. He would say, don't worry about it. I gotta worry about it. Come on. You gotta tell me something. No, I don't. I'm not telling you anything. Because I wasn't flowing. Understand this, guys. When human wants something and they go for it, what they truly want and what they really are looking for gets further away. Why? Because human third dimensional energy is heavier than fourth and fifth dimensional energy, which is lighter. When people say, you have to allow it to come to you, people go, oh, I can do that. No, you can't. Because your internals are like survival techniques, right? If you want to eat that, if you want to conquer that, if you want to make that, you got to go after it or you're going to die is what ego makes you feel like. It may not say that to you, but your internals are like, no, go, win that battle. Go for what you want. Stop. No, I'm going for that because I want that food. I want that fire. I want that location. I want. That comes from past lives. And others are more passive because they haven't lived those lifetimes yet. Or their power was taken from them as children and they never looked to get it back. It's true. Our parents take our power. The school takes our power. College takes our power. Our boss takes our power. And then we take our children's power and our animals' power. I take Bailey's power. To keep him safe. Well, he's 18, and if I let him go in the road, he would walk in the road and just fall over. He'd trip and hurt himself, right? But we do that with our children. That's why I had a party this last Saturday, and it was all like moms and things like that. And I explained to them that they have to, hey, Amanda, that they need to get down on their children's level and have a conversation with them. Instead of frustration and anger, that's your stuff. That's not that child's. It's not. That child could be 3 times older than you. And it's inside this little 3-year-old body. Hey, Carmen. And it wants to say something to you. But it can't because it can't talk yet like it wants to talk. As mama and daddy are letting all their frustration out on that child by yelling at each other, by yelling at the children, blah, 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 blah. No. Now, did they pick you to be their mommy and daddy because of that? Yeah. But they know eventually mommy and dad are going to chill the hell out. Because they're going to need to flow. The harder that life pushes us, it's them. What we have to do is go, I got it. I'm not letting myself flow. I'm worrying too much. Hey, Molly, I'm worrying too much. Stop thinking. Stop thinking about what if. But what if, Bill? But what if? Well, you could walk across the street on a busy downtown street or whatever, right? And get hit by a freaking bus. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But the energy you put out there about being worried, that's all from past lifetimes. You're not flowing. You're surviving. And that is wrong. And as this energy shifts, as this week for sure, everybody frustrated and angry because they don't know what it is. Why? Because their body's reacting to the energy that's saying, let that go. Let it go. Or making us look at it and go, why do I feel like this, Spirit? What is it about this? I don't understand why I'm so frustrated today. I talk to people all the time about my journey with frustration. Being in charge, being urgent, being this strong person who controls his world. Going to the gym down a busy road where all the lights are timed to my gym. And when I wanted to be there at 2 o'clock, let's say, and if I got red lights, I'd be like, Spirit, what the heck? What are you doing? I want to be there by 2 o'clock. And he's like, it doesn't matter when you want to be there. But Bill, why are you frustrated? Because I'm not there. Okay. Sounds like a 3-year-old to me. Because I want what I want, damn it. I'm in control. No, Bill, you're not. And Spirit would say, work on your frustration, Bill. This is what this is about. Work on your frustration. Because we can't be frustrated and flow. We can't be angry and flow. All those things are transformational. Understanding that being frustrated, why? Can't change anything if you're at a red light. At a railroad crossing and the train's there. Can't do anything. Why get pissed off? Because you're not getting what you want. Ego. Get upset, Bill. Get upset. God, start talking to Spirit out loud. Yell at him. But when I hear a Bill, and I'm like, ooh, sorry. We all are going to do that, guys. I'm telling you. Once all of you start to become more and more clairvoyant, you're going to be like, Bill, what the hell? Like, exactly. Exactly. And there's a whole other process to that. But the great thing about it is when you get to that level of energy, when you get to that level of flowing, bingo. Bingo. But that's our frustration, right? Is to understand that frustration is human. Old human. Anger is human. Old human. Tied together from past lives. That is a human reaction that we have to mitigate, to calm down, to not let it bother us. And some days it doesn't bother us, right? Some days it doesn't. So Ryan just said, I'm literally sitting at a red light on a railroad track. Oh, there you go. But that's what it's about is when we get triggered, it's about us going, okay, why am I mad? But on some days, you're in such a high vibrational energy because you're happy, in a really good space. Today's a great day. Everything's going my way. I don't care if that person just cut me off. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. I'm okay. Okay, so why is that? What happened with that, right? Got to duplicate it. By saying, okay, Spirit, why is today different than yesterday? Just the way you woke up in the morning? Am I flowing? Am I positive? Am I talking out loud to my spirit guides? Am I telling my ego to shut up? It's a lie? No, listen, that's a lie. Ego, that's a lie. Ego, that's a lie. Am I talking to myself in third person when I need to so that I can check myself? I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Every morning before I wake up and I'm laying in bed, when I'm in theta, right, that higher dimensional energy, I tell myself about my day. And if I'm in a yucky mood, which I have been in the past week, it is like, no, but we're not having that kind of day today. We're not having that. Suck it up, Buttercup. Come on, suck it up. Because you know what? We are the ones who make our daily energy. And we're not going to let it get to us. Now, does it get to us once or twice in a day? Sometimes it does. But usually, I'm okay. All of us are usually okay. But sometimes we're not. And that's okay. If we are more often than not unhappy, frustrated, angry, want to control, everything in our lives, including our spirituality, you got to check yourself. Because if you don't check yourself, they will. They will. And as we go in and further in to this higher dimensional paradise, I call it, it's going to be paradise, compared to what our souls are used to, we have to be prepared for that. Because Spirit says, we're not muggles. We're not muggles. Or we wouldn't be watching Coaching for the Soul. We're a higher dimensional human being, not a muggle. Muggle is a third D'er who's probably not going to come out of 3D. They're comfortable with that lifestyle of suffering. They're comfortable with suffering. And there's always usually one person in the family who's like, I'm done with that. I'm not going to suffer anymore. I'm going to do what I need to do to get out of this place of suffering. And that's what it's all about. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, you're all going to be facing that. Now, does that mean that the train's leaving and you can't get back on the train? No. Can't worry about that because that's ego. Understand that there's more than one chance, Spirit says. And it's true. Everyone's at a different level. It's not a competition. And for some of us, competition is good. We love competition. Or I should say we loved competition. See? Understand that as you go forward, you're the people others are going to come to for help. They're going to come to you because they don't understand what's going on in their head. They don't understand the energy. They don't understand, well, you seem to get it, so how did you deal with it? Well, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, when I started my journey, whatever it might be, 10 years ago, whatever it might be at that time, they're learning from you. And that is not a competition, Spirit says, in this lifetime, in this portion of your life. It is not. It is, you'll do it when you're ready. But I'll tell you, they'll get you ready. Your guides are there to make sure that you get on the train when your ticket says you got to get on the train. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I had somebody say the other day that they're kind of, that they're having a hard time, they're kind of spacey. They're kind of in a weird spot. That's ascension. That they can't really focus. Hey, Eric, I can't really focus. I'm having a hard time. I don't understand. I was really solid and grounded. Well, you're not supposed to be solid and grounded as you move forward through chapters upon chapters on chapters of where you're headed. And it'll happen like that, guys. It will happen in the snap of a finger. All of a sudden, you're this way one day, and a day later, guess what? You've ascended. And you go, okay, why do I feel so spacey? The past 3 weeks, hey, Marcy, in the past 3 weeks, I've had vertigo / spacey / confusion / swirl stuff probably half the time. And I just go with it. I've learned just to go with it because guess what? I can't fight it. I can't change it. I'm not in control of the energy in my house. I'm not in control of me per se. I can only ground myself as much as they'll let me ground myself. Because grounding yourself is third dimensional. But it brings safety to us. Understand that. Grounding ourselves brings us comfort and safety. Because that's what our soul is used to. Fourth dimension, there's no grounding. Fifth dimension, there's no grounding. There's attachment, Spirit says. Attachment to the divine. Attachment to the sun, right? Attachment to the universe and all that's there. Because the higher that you get, the less thing you want to do is put your feet in, is to put your cords into the core of the earth. They're going to stretch you. No. See, grounding yourself is third dimensional comfort. And it is. Trust me. Those Steve Noble guided meditations are third dimensional, wonderful grounding. That's why I do that rescue meditation once every 7 to 10 days. Because I need it. It makes me feel good. Let's all my energy go. Yeah, Marcy, the violet flame is back too. Yeah. It's become a regular now. So it's with me all the time. But again, guys, paying attention to that, being conscious of that. That, yeah, This is how I need to flow. This is how I need to get from point A to point B, is to allow. And again, with the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction and Easter this Sunday, which I'm not a religious guy at all, but that was a special day energy-wise, universe-wise. Why? Because it got people to believe Jesus was a prophet, that Jesus was part of God. Kind of like what we do every day with connecting to our guides, with us doing our thing, with talking out loud. Many times when I'm talking out loud to spirit, it's like my brother, my oldest brother, who was the, kind of the different one in the family, let's say. He talked to God out loud. He's like, man, you are crazy as hell. Hey, Candace, right? And he kind of was. Found out after he passed away that he was that he was schizophrenic from all the drugs he took in the 60s or in the 70s. He'd take any drug on the planet if his boys gave it to him. That's how vulnerable it was. Hey, Carmelina. That's how innocent he was. He just an innocent soul sent to the earth to protect me. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. See? So as we go through, as we get it, as we understand, that is what we have to do to I know, Spirit, to allow ourselves to ascend, to keep moving forward, how to flow. And you're going to get all kinds of stops and starts. Yeah. It's frustrating for a human who gets frustrated. But like I tell people who know who I am, they told me 2018 I was moving to Maui. Well, now it's 2022. Am I the same guy? Not at all. I was a muggle back then, trust me. I was a straight out muggle, in control, thinking they knew everything as a Capricorn. I've been this way since I was 12 years old. I've been in control of my life, blah, 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 which is true as a 11,000-year-old Capricorn, or whatever I am, soul, right? But where I am now, totally different guy. In fact, I had a reading today with somebody on the phone, and I said to them, the Bill you're talking to now is much nicer than the Bill 3 years ago. Much nicer. I was urgent and insistent and dominant, and I didn't care. I didn't care if I hurt your feelings. I didn't care about any of that. And it was worse when I was in my early 50s and 40s. Yeah. I always got my way no matter what I had to do to get it. So I was much more, I had a different tone of voice. Wasn't as nice, wasn't as friendly, wasn't as loving. But this guy, yeah. That's why when people do readings with me, and we become sort of kind of friends, some of them will say, so am I talking to Bill or talking to Spirit? Well, I'm in Spirit all the time. This person is connected to Spirit all the time, even when I'm asleep. So, hey, Yolanda. So it's the same thing. I'm always connected. I never give you Bill advice. I always give you what they're telling me, what I'm channeling at the time. Because that's how I've done it for me. And I hope everybody else will be able to do the same thing. Allowing, letting themselves flow, letting themselves, you know what? When people say, when are you going to move to Maui? Well, it'll get here. I think this year. I hope this year. But I don't know. You think you're still going? Yeah, because they haven't told me that I'm not. Everything still leads to all these things about Maui. Again, there just went, because the future is in the oven right now. It's cooking. It's getting ready. He says, the bread's getting ready to be eaten, being taken out of the oven and to be eaten. And that is life-changing, he says. But understanding, right? All of us have to understand, or try to understand, that our dreams can be real. They are real. Why? Because we're manifestors. That's who we are. Electric, ascended, spiritual manifestors. Like I said a million times, what do you want? Be specific. What do you want? What do you want? I'd like about $100,000 extra a year. And then guess what happens? You win a lottery that gives you $100,000 a year, or you can take it all in one lump sum. Well, I'm in my 30s or in my 20s or whatever it might be, my 40s. I think I'll take it every single month. Cool. Boom. Did you ask for that? Well, yeah, but that was like 2 years ago, or that was a year ago, or that was 6 months ago, or that was yesterday. That's how it works. Somebody left you money from someplace, if that's what it is. You enter a contest to win a new car, and boom, you win. You get the new car. New house. All kinds of cool stuff. Molly says, Bill, I can't imagine you not being nice. You were always so nice. When I was a kid, I was lovely. Because I wanted people to treat me like I treated them. Because I was such an open soul. A gay little beautiful boy who wanted everybody to love him, and who was very, very, and again, had all this energy in the voice in my head. I grew up with Molly in the same neighborhood. Her mom and dad were probably some of the nicest people. That was one of the people that I talk about when I talk about riding my bike at night and things like that. And they'd say, "Hey, Billy, what do you think about this?" And I'd stop and give them blah, blah, blah. And we were really, really close. Like they were like my aunt and uncle. And everybody kind of knew it. It's kind of interesting, including Molly, who was their daughter. But when I was that age, yes. But life hardens you. And that makes you, I've got this power now. Guess what? I'm going to use it, and I'm going to use it for my benefit. Where as a child, I didn't. And now I use it again. Not for my benefit, for everybody else. Because I'm the teacher, like I was back then. Part of flowing, right? Part of understanding that you're going through your process. Understanding that everybody's at a different level. Understanding that your soul journey is this. You can get in the way a little bit. That's fine. But you're not going to win. Trust me. That's what I will tell everybody over and over and over again. You're not going to win if you want to fight against it. Not going to. That can make your life miserable or put blockages in your way for you to get what you want. And most people will internalize that. Don't. Let it out. Spirit, what are you doing to me? I don't understand this. I need you to help me with this. Why is this happening? And guess what? They go, really? That's all I had to do? Yeah, you've been stewing for a while. Having conversation with people, having conversation with your children, and then who are grown, let's say, and you think about, oh my gosh, did I raise them right? Oh my gosh, that experience with them, and you don't sleep at all that night. It's what's done is done. Forgive yourself. You did what you're supposed to do, because if you didn't do what you're supposed to do, there would have been a different outcome. Soul journey. And that's not an out, guys, by any means. It is a fact that your soul is responsible for your life. We have free will this much. Not this much. We have this much free will. Is it in your soul journey to pass away early? Yeah. Is it in your soul journey to go to prison? Yeah. Is it in your soul journey to have a wonderful life with the mate, the partner that you've always wanted? Yeah. Is it in your soul journey to be rich and famous and endeared and loved by everybody? Hey, Blake, yeah. Or not. Spirit says this. Everyone stands in their greatness that they chose for this lifetime. Is it this much, Spirit says, or is it this much? Or is it this much? Or is it mile wide, 2 miles wide? Have they learned this lifetime to remove obstacles from their way? No, poor me's. Can't. That's ego. Ego, ego, ego. That's how it controls us. I can't keep this job because my boss. No. because your boss triggers you into thinking you can't keep this job. So it's probably he or she's in your life because you need to fix that part of yourself. It's not their fault. They, your soul journey, signed you up for that job, or that husband, or that wife, or this experience with your friends, your family, your acquaintances, whatever. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing happens by chance. And I've told people since this last diagnosis with my health stuff is that every time something like this has happened, because it's happened in the past, right? Big things to jolt me, my life has changed 100%. And I believe that I'll carry this too into the rest of my life for the next 30 years, let's say. And I'll be fine. I will be fine. Why? Because I believe I will be fine. Because they would not put that in my way, but only to have me release being sick when I was a child. That I thought was gone. We can think that, right? Is anything ever gone? Spirit says no. It's always lurking back there. It's always just below the surface. Not this big, not huge, not massive where it's going to destroy you at all. It is right there to remind you of something negative from your past. Why? Because you can overcome it. Understanding that when somebody shows up in your life, understanding when you see a meme on Facebook or you're on Instagram or something shows up on YouTube or it shows up in a movie you've watched 25 times or blah, 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 blah. They're giving you the message you're going to be okay. Reminders, and Spirit talks about it all the time. There's always going to be reminders for all of us that once we hit that chapter, you catapult into the next thing. Because you cleared that energy from your past life and from your early lifetime. You're that much cleaner. That much more free, Spirit says. Free to ascend, free to flow, free to allow. Those are the three words. Free to allow, free to flow, free to ascend. I never thought that stuff was true. But I'll tell you what, the last year and a half, probably a year and a half. Whew. So I was going to say one more thing before we go, is that I wanted to, Tammy's going to do some type of energy work at the end of the month. I don't know what it is, but be looking out for, I'll post something, or if you're part of the Spiritual Journey Playground, which is the free group, check there. She puts a lot of cool stuff out. But I know that we were talking the other day, and she said, "Oh, Bill, I'm going to be doing this, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, I wasn't really listening. I was in my own space. About something about energy work at the end of the month. If I wanted to mention it, I'm like, well, definitely I will, because it's probably going to be, a charge of, I don't know, $20, $39, whatever it is. But I'll tell you more about it. If you've got any questions, let me know when it comes up on your Facebook feed, okay? Or contact her. But I'm telling you, if she does something like that, guys, that is a one-time deal, do it. Do it. Get out of the thing of, I don't need that. Or, again, if you can't afford it, I understand, right? Again, there's only so much money now, and I get that. I get it totally. So just do what you can. Don't feel bad about it if you can't. But if you can afford it and you have the time to do it, do it. Do it. Because there's a reason why you're receiving that energy, that message, the whole thing. Because I know that I've talked to 2 or 3 people that did the heavy energy release this week, I think on Tuesday. I did that on Wednesday. And they all felt stuff that they never felt before. Because it works. How it works, I have no idea, you guys. I have no idea, but it's a blessing for that person to be in our lives, to be able, for a small charge or free, the energy blast is free, every other Monday at 1:11, all right? It's up for 24 hours only. So if you can't do it 1:11, then make sure that you write on your hand or whatever. Got to do it when I get home before we go to bed, or got to do it in the morning, or whatever, about my lunch hour, whatever it might be. Yeah. I'm hoping that she leaves them up for more time, but I'm telling you, they will change your life. So just putting that out there. I'll be in Jackson on the 23rd and 24th, next weekend, for 2 days. Come and see me Saturday if you want to, if you're around. Sunday, I probably won't be as energetic because I'm driving back and forth from Jackson to Sterling Heights both days, in the morning and at night, because I have to be home for Bailey. So it's gonna be a really long weekend, a really long day on Saturday, and I don't really usually have a lot of energy on Sundays. I'll still be good, but Saturday's a better day. Let me give you that heads up. But come and see me if you're around Jackson, if you again around the area, whatever, you want to take a road trip to Jackson, come on over. It's easy to get there. Just take I-94 from Metro Detroit or take I-94 from Western Michigan. It's not that hard. It's in downtown Jackson at the fairgrounds, in this big, huge new center, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I think that's it. So any questions, guys, always 248-310-7689. Send me a text, okay? If you need time, like 10 minutes or so to ask a question, send me a text. Say, Bill, can I get 10 minutes? It's always free, okay? I don't want anybody to think that you don't have somebody to bounce stuff off from, good or bad, right? I just had a client that I've known for, gosh, since the Ohio Psychic Friday in 2015, who's extremely good at what she does. She's she's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. That sent me a text this morning that said, Bill, I got a question. Can you call me? Yeah, sure. I haven't talked to her yet because she hasn't told me back, okay, Bill, call me at 5 or whatever. So I'll probably wait till morning. She's more of a morning gal. So she'll probably let me know in the morning again, hey, can you talk to me at 10 o'clock or something like that? I just have one question. But yeah, do that, guys. All right. Still doing readings every day. So check the website, billhobart.com. Yeah. Like my videos, like my postings on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So namaste, everybody. Have a good holiday. Anything, let me know. All right. And I'll see you next Thursday. Coach for the Soul at 3. Coaching for the Soul Thursdays at 3.